Pilgrims were settlers who came from Great Britain in search of religious freedom. Many of the Pilgrims were a part of the religious group called Separatists. They wanted to separate from the Church of England, and so they set sail to America in hopes of a new life. They wanted to be able to practice their religion how they wanted, without being persecuted, punished for their beliefs, like they were in Britain. Some people just wanted a better life. Those passengers were called strangers and included merchants, skilled workers, and children. There were two ships the Pilgrims set sail on to America. They were called the Mayflower and Speedwell. The Speedwell had a leak after it set sail, and they had to go back to England. They tried to put as many of the passengers from there onto the Mayflower. Most of them fit, but about 20 had to stay back because there was not enough room. On September 6, 1620, the Mayflower set sail to America. There was a total of 102 passengers and about 30 crewmen. The voyage across the Atlantic Ocean took 2 months to reach New England, known as America today. It was not an easy trip, with supplies running low, not enough fresh water, sickness and storms. 2 people died during the voyage. The original destination was Virginia, but storms took the ship off course, and they ended up landing near Cape Cod, Massachusetts. The Pilgrims named their new settlement New Plymouth, after the place in England they set sail from. The town is now called Plymouth. Once they reached land, the Pilgrims wanted to write and sign a document to determine how things would be decided and how issues would be settled. This document became known as the Mayflower Compact. The goal of the document was to establish legal order. The Mayflower Compact included things such as their loyalty to the King James I, their religion as Christianity, how they would work to help build the colony, and that their laws would be fair to all 41 men from the Mayflower, signed the compact, as well as voted for a man named John Carver to be the first governor. Women and children were not allowed to sign the Mayflower Compact. After searching New England, they decided on a land called Plymouth to become their new settlement, the Plymouth Colony. There were many reasons they chose to build their village there. The colony had a harbor for their Mayflower ship, a river for fresh water, and land that was flat for their crops. The first winter in the new colony was not an easy one. The Pilgrims were not prepared for the bitter cold and had no shelter ready. As winter came, people had to sleep on the ship while they built a common house for everyone to stay in, until they built smaller houses for each family. Even then, the harsh winter was too much to handle for many, and most of the Pilgrims lost their lives from sickness. By the end of the season, only 47 settlers remained from the original 102. The governor, John Carver, also died after that winter, and a man named William Bradford was elected as the new governor. One of the reasons they were able to survive the winter was because of local Native Americans in Plymouth, known as Wampanoag. When the Pilgrims arrived, the chief and the Pilgrims signed a treaty to maintain peace and to establish a trading relationship. One Native American, known as Squanto, knew some English since he had previously traveled to Europe. He stayed with the Pilgrims to help teach them how to plant corn, hunt, and fish. This was a big reason they were able to survive the first winter. In 1621, the Pilgrims had their first harvest. In honor of that, they made a big feast and invited some of the Native Americans. This feast, which continues to be a tradition today, became known as Thanksgiving.